I was like, why did you wait so long?
That's what Dental Implants did for Joseph. Find out what they can do for you by visiting clearchoice.com.
Don't miss Hulu's new original series, Dope Sick, an investigative thriller from executive producer Danny Strong. Discover how one company triggered the worst drug epidemic in American history and then tried to cover it up. Watch how it all began in the boardrooms of Big Pharma, ravaged small-town America, and made its way to the hallways of the DEA. The series stars Michael Keaton, Rosario Dawson, Peter Sarsgaard, Caitlin Weaver, Will Poulter, and John Hogenacker, and Michael Stuhlbarg. Watch the first 3 episodes now and catch new episodes Wednesdays on Hulu. Hey, it's Dean Sharp. What comes to mind when you think of home? Hopefully it's a safe place that protects and takes care of you. And the same should be true about the water in your home. With a Light Source whole house water system, every faucet in your house becomes a convenient and safe place to enjoy filtered, delicious water. Light Source is maintenance-free. You can say goodbye to salt bags, filter changes, monthly exchange tanks. If you're tired of dealing with hard water problems, Light Source can reduce them. Light Source gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine without using salt or chemicals. And without the drying effects of chlorine, you'll notice softer skin and hair with every bath and shower. With Light Source water, you buy a customized solution direct from the factory with installation and support. The factory has served Southern California for over 37 years, and everything is U.S. made. Call Light Source today for full service and full confidence in your water. Call 800-334-5009, 800-334-5009, or visit lightsourcewater.com. Light Source Water. Taste and feel the difference. Termite problems? Search PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
Live,
KFI,
local,
AM 640.
and iHeart radio station.
John and Ken Show. John Cobell, Ken Champo. It's KFI. AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
Oh, yeah, there's good stuff, well, not really good stuff, but stuff to tell you about concerning the border coming up after 5 o'clock. You're going to want to stick around for these stories. There are some crazy school boards around the country, but there probably is none that is nuttier than Loudoun County, Virginia. Loudoun County, Virginia is just outside of Washington, D.C. It's one of the suburbs. They have had some fiery, crazy school board meetings. The parents angry, disrupting things. Some of it's over critical race theory, teaching woke stuff. This story, though, is unbelievably over the top. It concerns a man by the name of Scott Smith. Back on June 22nd, he was arrested at a school board meeting because he threw a fit, alleging that the school district tried to cover up a sex assault by and this is the way it's described, a gender-fluid individual against his 9th grade daughter. He said you did that because you didn't want this to look bad for the transgender rights agenda. You squashed the story.
This was a guy who identified as a girl, and he still had his guy part.
He was wearing a skirt and allegedly went to the girl's bathroom and assaulted this man's daughter, 9th grade daughter.
Yeah.
So the sheriff's department, because at the school board meeting, Scott Smith got confronted by some of the woke activists who said, "You're lying, that didn't happen." Well, the sheriff's department did confirm there was a case, a 2-month-long investigation that was conducted to determine the facts. The case is pending court proceedings. We can't provide any documents, but because all juvenile records are sealed. But this guy's attorney told the Daily Wire, that's who broke this story, that the boy was subsequently charged with 2 counts of forcible sodomy, 1 count of anal sodomy, and 1 count of forcible fellatio. Holy mackerel.
So it did happen. So it
wasn't
real.
the only case.
Yeah.
Apparently he did this another time. To another girl.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew some whack job was going to take advantage of this new idea that somebody could identify as a girl and use it as an excuse to access private areas, restrooms, locker rooms, and then attack the girls. I mean, I just knew that was going to happen. Some guy was going to do it. Because all you have to do is, what's the phrase? Self-attest. Say, I identify as a girl.
But how common did you think that would be? I don't think that would be very common.
Of course not common.
Yeah, we had the guy, remember the guy that went into the spa in Koreatown?
Well, yeah.
He was exposing himself in front of the women. That creep?
Yeah, but that's
But again, the story's so agenda-driven that people go, well, thought that was incorrect or
Well,
exaggerated. And apparently, the spa people even tried to
they
tell
tried to
him
cover
he has
it
a
up.
right to, yeah, he has a right to do that.
Everyone is afraid of the woke activists. And the woke activists will commit all kinds of terrorist acts against you. It's not about the truth. It's that they don't want to hear any criticism of their woke belief system. You know, they're fanatics. Yeah, now, from what I read, transgenders are 0.2% of the population. So,
And then the percentage that would do what you described is much less than that.
is minuscule. But it can
But
happen.
these stories will get big attention because obviously sex assault is very serious.
Because there are certain things you shouldn't allow with underage people. And I think any woman who goes to like a spa should have the reasonable security that they're not going to encounter somebody with a penis. It makes them uncomfortable. It may upset them. And, you know, that the whole woke crowd was always about, hey, you made me feel uncomfortable. You know, you made me feel threatened. All right, well, and it works both ways. And now that these stories happen, you're going to get women or girls saying, I'm not comfortable with this. And nothing against transgenders, nothing against people who are in, you know, transitioning or whatever the phrase is. But you do have to respect the rights of a young girl, does not want somebody with a penis, because she has no way of figuring out what the intentions are. She has no way to protect herself if something bad happens. And we've got to respect her safety and her security.
But here's
she's going to carry around this trauma for the rest of her life.
the thing that really burns me up about this story is that the Loudoun County Superintendent of Schools, his name is Scott Ziegler, said at the school board meeting in June, to my knowledge, we don't have any records of assaults occurring in our restrooms. What I see happening here was he wanted to keep the story quiet. Later on, they said, well, because they're underage, and there's a Title IX provisions. But what he was trying to do was squash the story because it would lead to people saying, oh, all transgenders are bad.
That's
The
right.
transgender agenda should be squashed. And from the other side of this.
Yeah, yeah. And, oh, by the way, that's also the reaction they always have to sex scandals. They've always squashed all schools. Always
Because
squashed
people will
reports of sex
generalize
abuse.
if they find this out that all teenage boys who identify as
Well,
girls are going to sexually assault girls.
It's going to come out anyway.
Well, it did.
It's always going to come out, and it just seems it's reasonable to separate the sexes because you are going to have weird situations that you can't predict and you can't control. And who's damaged here? The girl's damaged. The girl got raped. The girl got
boy
sodomized.
who identifies as a girl has to stay with the boys, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Or some other accommodation.
Unless he doesn't
But
have it.
if I've got a daughter, I think most fathers would not want their daughters in that situation, and most mothers.
Right.
And I think most people feel that way, and they're afraid to say, wait a second. This is not a knock on anybody. It's that I am not comfortable. My daughter's not comfortable with this. And it's something that, you know, she doesn't want to deal with. She shouldn't have to deal with it. We're asking young children to deal with situations that they're not designed to deal with, that they're not mature enough to deal with. It's just wrong. It's wrong to just force all these sexual complications and situations on minors, on kids. It's not they can't process it all. I mean, obviously that kid who did this, he's got obviously issues here.
Yeah. All right, we got more coming up.
Not doing anybody any favors. Johnny Kane, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
5 people have been killed in Norway by a man armed with a bow and arrow. It happened near the capital, Oslo. The attacker has been arrested. A wildfire northwest of Santa Barbara has burned more than 15,000 acres. It's only 5% surrounded. The union that represents behind-the-scenes workers in the film and TV industry has set a strike deadline of Monday, putting pressure on producers to get a deal done and avoid a shutdown of many Hollywood films and TV shows. We'll go to the 110, and we will check in with the KFI in the Sky next.
Have all your rotted teeth fallen out and hit the ground after years of neglect? You need Cunning Dental. New permanent teeth in a day. Zirconia teeth, that's what they have. Completely natural. They're the right size, shape, color, they look beautiful. They look and feel just like your real teeth, but they're even stronger and more resistant to cracking, chipping, or staining. And you'll be biting and chewing just like you used to. You'll be smiling in public and in photos again. You'll have more confidence. You'll be more attractive. This is great. Cunning Dental. New permanent teeth in a day. Get $1,500 off your procedure. This offer expires November 30th. They also have no money down payment plans on approved credit. And use your dental insurance by the end of the year, you lose it. Call Cunning Dental now. 888-640-SMILE. 888-640-SMILE. 888-640-SMILE.
Did you know that your local grocery outlet is independently owned and operated by folks in your community? This allows them to better serve their customers and give back to their communities. Stop by your local grocery outlet today.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, highs mid-70s, mid-80s. This report brought to you by Grocery Outlet. We have a crash on the 110 in downtown LA.
Watch out here as you make your way along that southbound side. Coming up on 5th Street, this wreck is blocking the right lane. Delays are loading up away from Academy Road, so it's pretty tough. Beyond the wreck, the driver may slowly be traveling to South LA. We've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, Superwoman, superlawyer.com.
Yeah, it's been a tough trip on the drive through Whittier on the 605. 605 southbound at Whittier Boulevard. It's clear there's troubles there. Up ahead at Telegraph, likewise. Its lanes are clear. You just hardly know it. It's bumper to bumper pretty much from the 60 down through the 5. Northbound side of the 605, it's the same kind of pattern. It's loading up at the 105. Pretty choppy up through Whittier, of course, the 60. Now we're hearing of a problem here on the 5 southbound at the 710. They're talking about a doggy there running around possibly in the center divider. So watch out for that. And it's added to a real tough drive. For all intents and purposes from Burbank all the way down into Downey. And thanks to Riley and Macy for giving us the heads up on that rough drive. Injured in an accident? Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by iAccidentLawyer.com.
Tired of the BS? We spent $500,000 at risk. Result $8 million for leg-injured motorcyclists.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck, because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Now, second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So, refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed at 1.75%. Yes, 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the Financing Law. Number 603D77. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and may not be available rate law. Discount points may apply. Subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Conway here. Know why I got a whole house water filtration system from Purigan Water? Because I don't want to wonder if my family's tap water is safe. No more wasting money on bottled water, no plastic bottles to recycle, and no more visits to the chiropractor's office because you're lifting 5-gallon bottles of water or 40 pounds of salt. No calcium buildup on faucets or shower heads, and that alone is worth it. Purigan extends the life of your water heater. Stay on with this clean water. Purigan Water offers free lifetime service. No one else can make that claim. The system takes up a little tiny amount of space. So So let's get pure again. California's preferred whole house water filtration system. And for a limited time, when you buy a whole house system, you get the 6-stage alkaline drink system for free. 844-80-WATER. 844-80-WATER. That's T-U-R, again, water.com. Spelled wrong, but the water's right. 844-80-WATER.
Section Business notes, small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabits per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Hi, it's Erin Andrews here for my friends at Cuddly. Each year, 6.5 million animals enter rescue centers looking for a second chance at life. The community on Cuddly helps these underdogs win. Cuddly champions animal rescues and makes it easy for you to donate essential items like food, toys, medication, and even surgery to the animal of your choice. Log on to Cuddly.com and learn how you can save a furry friend today.
Wake-up call.
It's the bullet points that you need of the day. What is your weather? What is your traffic? What is the biggest news headline? What's happening around the world? LA County, San Bernardino County, Orange County. I mean, we try and hit it all on Wake Up Call.
Mornings at 5 on KFI.
John and Ken Show, KFI AM 640. Really cool breaking news coming up in 20 seconds. Be there for opening night of the 2021-22 NFL season at Staples Center tomorrow.
Wait a minute.
No, we say NHL season.
Yeah, it's
Who
National
cut
Hockey
eggs?
League. It's not NFL.
Good Lord. Be there for opening night of the 2021-22 NHL season.
Yeah, it's hockey.
I'm saving this.
NFL started last month.
At Staples Center tomorrow as the LA Kings take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Get tickets at lakings.com/opening night. Listen to all LA Kings games live on the LA Kings audio network on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi.
Gotta
This
read
is
these things in advance.
fantastic breaking news.
Steve Gregory is here.
Oh,
Hey guys.
he is.
Yes, I don't have headphones, so Ken, I'm sorry I can't hear you.
Well, why don't you
Just a few moments ago, this flash, Mark Ridley Thomas charged, along with former university dean and federal grand jury indictment alleging bribery and fraud. Longtime politician Mark Ridley Thomas and the former dean of the School of Social Work at a university in Southern California were indicted today on federal corruption charges that allege a bribery scheme in which a Ridley Thomas relative received substantial benefits from the university in exchange for Ridley Thomas supporting county contracts and lucrative contract amendments with the university while he served on the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors. Yes!
Oh, yeah. That's
20 count indictment. 20 count indictment.
Oh, man, I hope it sticks.
Oh, my
Says
God.
he concocted a scheme also to funnel $100,000 from one of his campaign committees through the university to a nonprofit where his son Sebastian would work.
Yeah, Ken's just reading the rest of the... He got involving Sebastian.
Yeah, the LA
His son.
Times just ran the story with a
All
lot
right,
more
Steve.
detail.
When you get more, come back in, all right? Oh, man, I want to take the rest of the day off.
The history of Mark Ridley Thomas on the John and Ken Show is a long one. He has been around and around, another one that circles the bowl and keeps ending up in elected offices. And he's now an LA City Councilman. Before that, he was an LA County Board of Supervisors.
Yeah.
I think before that, he was in the state legislature.
Yeah.
66.
Yes, on all that. And he is the biggest, pompous fool you will ever meet in your life.
And I'd say the first time we smelled something really bad goes back to when he first became a supervisor. He spent all that money renovating his office. Remember that?
Yes.
We spent a lot of time on that story.
Oh.
Had to get all new furniture, and then we found out they all had these big slush funds.
Yes.
They're allowed to pass.
He spent an enormous amount of money renovating his office. And he got caught doing it. And he also, remember, started a mini boycott against us because we said that the Coliseum was in a crappy neighborhood. And that was his
Yeah,
district.
that's over 20 years ago.
And he sent a couple of dozen goons to picket in front of the radio station. And then it found out that these guys were hired and given a bag lunch to board a bus, and they were given signs and a chant. hey, hey, ho, ho, Johnny Ken have got to go. So it was a fake protest that was set up because he was pissed off on that we said that policy was in a bad neighborhood.
The federal grand jury accused Ridley Thomas of conspiring with a woman by the name of Marilyn Louise Flynn, who was then the dean of USC School of Social Work.
USC.
Steer county money to the university in return for admitting his son Sebastian into graduate school with a full tuition scholarship and a paid professorship. And then I mentioned they also concocted a scheme where the son would work for some nonprofit.
USC hasn't had enough scandals?
Yeah, I know, it's another one, isn't it? The School of Social Work.
He is like the biggest fraud. And the thing is, he has been a leading force to destroy the city of Los Angeles with zero homeless enforcement. He gets in the way of every single idea, every initiative to get the homeless off the streets.
Yeah.
And he always gives a long-winded, circular answer. He's the king of the filibuster.
This just happened about a week ago.
Yeah.
When we had Joe Puscaino on, and the Ridley Thomas ideas a non-starter, show me the housing.
Yeah.
I will block anything he tries to do to get rid of the encampments.
He was one of those guys I instinctively knew was a fake and a fraud and a crook, and it was just, what day are we going to find out?
How many times we have politicians who are trying to do stuff with their kids and get in trouble?
He's the third councilman that might go to prison now. You got Mitch Englander, who's already there. Jose Huizar, who's
also the developer scandal. Right?
Developer scandal. The FBI is doing a massive investigation, and now Mark Ridley Thomas.
How come we can't get to bond?
Three out of 15. That's 20% of the city.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
right.
think bonding's clean?
No.
Oh.
Just show me the case.
Okay.
Happy to talk about it.
20% of the LA City Council.
All right, so this is the breaking news, and if we learn any further in the next hour of the show, but Los Angeles City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas was indicted.
Yeah.
Federal charges of taking bribes from a former USC dean in exchange for supporting millions of dollars in LA County contracts with the university when he was on the county board of supervisors. It's a good one. More coming up.
I'll drive him to prison. John and Ken Show, Deborah Marquez News, KFI AM 640.
If you didn't like that opinion, keep listening. We've got a few more.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Indicted on Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, as you heard John and Ken and Steve Gregory all just talking about LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas and a former dean at USC have been indicted on federal corruption charges. The feds say a relative of Ridley Thomas got substantial benefits from the university in exchange for Ridley Thomas supporting county contracts with the university when he was a county supervisor. LA is among the cities in the U.S. with the highest homicide rates during the pandemic.
A study shows from the third quarter of last year to the third quarter of this year, LA had the 22nd highest increase in homicides with 3 per 100,000 people. LA also scored 43 out of 100, with 100 being the worst. Atlanta came in number 1 with 10 homicides per 100,000 people. It scored 86 out of 100. Wallet Hub used data from the U.S. Census and federal and local crime stats. The city of Riverside is 25th on the list with 2 homicides per 100,000 people. The study was done on the 50 most populous cities in the country. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
A wildfire in Santa Barbara County has now burned more than 15,400 acres. It's only 5% surrounded.
We're able to get aircraft on the upper end of the fire with retardant. We are unable to drop down the sides, east and west, because of the turbulence and the high wind velocity.
Deputy Incident Commander Matt Ferris says one of the big priorities is to reopen the 101, which is closed between Highway 1 and Goleta. Caltrans crews have been fixing damaged guardrails. Evacuation orders are in effect for some areas impacted by the fire, which started Monday. People who work behind the scenes in entertainment could soon be walking off the set.
Marissa Shipley with the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees says, while employees don't want to stop working, they're willing to do so.
In order to get the employers to really understand that these are